Hello and welcome to Monday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic, where if I say to you that this puzzle has very few given digits in it, you might know exactly who the author of this puzzle is. It is by none other than the Dutch grandmaster, Ard van der Wetering, the man behind the puzzles that have featured in our most popular videos. So the Sudoku with only 4 given digits, that's been viewed about 10.5 million times. Sudoku with only 2 given digits, that's been viewed about 5 million times. So Ard is just a genius at making puzzles that people love to solve, including me. And this is his latest. Now, I think this is a secret. It's called a sequel, I should say, not a secret. It's called Double Thermos. And a week or so ago, the last puzzle by Ard I did on the channel was going to show you this one. So you see, this is sort of a similar arrangement, very much thermometer based, a couple of given digits in that one. But now we get this one where the thermometer bulbs have sort of two thermos emanating from them, and no given digits at all. And it's a really remarkable thing that Ard can keep coming up with these original, elegant designs like this. It's just beautiful. It really is. And the rule set is going to take me about 2 seconds to read through because it is very, very simple today. But we'll get to that rule set in a moment or two's time. What can I tell you about before we kick off in today's video? There's not much to mention, I don't think. Solution videos for our Patreon reward for the month of August are out. So if you did get stuck on any of the puzzles, there are now walkthrough videos over on Patreon. Check those out along with all the other extra content over there. We aren't streaming tonight. I probably ought to mention that. Normally we do stream on Mondays, but this is August. Holidays are bubbling, and it won't be possible this evening. So we will be back soon, but we're going to have a short break, and I apologise to those of you who look forward to that on Mondays. Well, I look forward to it too, but it's just practically impossible for this evening. So we'll be back to Lorelei and the laser eyes at another time. Now, I've got birthdays to do as well. Let me look at my list of birthdays. Bradley, you're turning 51 today. I know this because your son Matthew wrote to me and told me something lovely. I mean, I love it when I hear about families getting together to solve these puzzles or to watch a video, and apparently that is what the two of you do. So thank you both for watching, and Bradley, I hope you have a great birthday today, and I hope there's chocolate cake, of course. Now I'm late with the next one. I do apologise for this, but Greg, your co-worker and good friend Patrick wrote to me in time as well. I've got no excuses for this one. And I know the two of you watch the channel and you've been learning to do cryptic crosswords as well as the Sudokus. And Greg, I think your birthday it may even have been last Friday, and I'm so sorry I'm late with this one, but I hope it was a good one, and I hope you got some good cake too. And then finally, Rosie, you're turning the big 50 today. I know this because your husband Peter wrote to me and told me that you're always helping me with my solving, even if I can't hear you. I love that. Yeah, I mean, he said lots of nice things about you, Rosie. You're the love of his life, and I know you have an amazing 8-year-old as well, who is very keen on puzzles too. So I'm delighted to hear that. Hopefully a new viewer of Cracking the Cryptic in the offing, and chocolate cake is planned for the day, I'm told. I wasn't told about the ratio of the icing, but I'm sure Peter knows. 1:1 is the correct ratio. And Rosie, many happy returns. That's all the news. Shall we have a go at Double Thermos by Ard van der Wetering? What do we have to do to solve this one? We have got normal Sudoku rules applying. So we're going to put the digits 1 to 9, once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. And there's only one more line of rules. Along a thermometer, digits must increase from the bulb end. So if this, let's use a longer thermometer. Let's use this one. If that was a 3, then this digit would have to be more than 3. It doesn't have to be 4. You don't have to go up in steps of 1. So you can miss digits out, but you've got to keep it you've got to keep going upwards. So just as mercury rises in the real world thermometers as the temperature rises, so digits rise as we move away from the bulb in Sudoku thermometer land. That's all. They are all the rules. Do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. Now, I know rubbish secrets about thermometers, but I will share them with you. If you're brand new to variant Sudoku, you might not know these secrets, and they can help. So the two secrets I know about thermometers. If you want to put the digit 1 on a thermometer, you can only put it in the bulbs. Because if you try and put a 1 partially along a thermometer, the bulb would obviously have to be less than 1, and there are no such Sudoku numbers. So, I mean, for example, in the middle box then, you can immediately rule 1 out, or place 1 in one of these cells, because the rest of the box is made up of non-bulb cells, if you like. And the other secret I know is that 9, if 9 is on a thermometer, it must be in the tip of the thermometer, because again, if I put 9 partially along the thermometer, then the tip would have to be higher than 9. No such Sudoku digits exist. So 9 in the middle box is going to be on the end of this tiny thermometer, because they're the only two tip cells. Now, right, so where's 1 in box 4 is a reasonable question, isn't it? It can't go in the actual bulb, so it must go in a non-thermometer cell, which is going to be that one, I think. So that's our first digit. 1 is in one of 2 cells now in row 6. What about 9 in this box? Can we do anything there? 9 could be in that. Oh, no, we can't. 9. Oh, though I can, actually. 9 can be in a tip, and there are only 2 tip cells. But that... Oh, dear. Well, I've now realised what I should have done at the very start of the puzzle and didn't. I could just have looked at row 5, couldn't I? And said, where's the 9? Every single cell is a bulb, where you definitely can't put a 9 unless it's literally just a bulb and the thermometer doesn't go anywhere. But that's going to have to be the 9 in the row. All right. So that's a little bit of a start. Do we look at 8s or 2s? I don't really want to. I mean, the thing is, a 2 can absolutely go in these bulbs. Maybe has to, actually. Is that the point? Yeah, because 1 is not available in any of these bulb cells. The 2 in this box can't be in a cell. Oh, no, it could be here. So that didn't work. Sorry, that was almost an error. 2 could be there because this could be a 1. I mean, it's true to say that 2 couldn't be in any of those 3 cells because you couldn't put 1 in or that one, because you couldn't put 1 in the respective bulb. But 2 is effectively in any of those 4 cells, which is a dreadful pencil mark to make. So I don't really want to make that marking. 2 in the middle box looks terrible as well, because you could put 2 on the tip of the thermo with a 1 here, or you could put 2 in a bulb very straightforwardly. Yeah. No, let's try 8 instead. So 8, I think 8's not going to be very good either, actually. No. Well, okay. Because I was going to say 8 could go in this bulb. That's actually not true. Because if 8 was in this bulb, both of those digits would be a 9, which won't work. Can't put 2 9s in box 5. So 8 is... Right, so 8 can't be in those 3. It can't be there because there are 2 more cells on the thermo and we've reached 10. It can't be there. It could be... Can't be there. Can't be there. Okay, so there's an 8-9 pair in box 5. So it probably was worth exploring 8s, wasn't it? But can we get 8 in this box in the same way? 8 can't go in... Oh, no, it can. Bobbins. Because 8 can go here, can't it? And that would be a 9. That's very distressing. Oh dear. But 8 probably is. 8 can't go there, or there, or there, or there. Oh. I don't think that's nearly brilliant enough, unfortunately. So 8 in box 4, I'm going to claim, is in one of those cells. Now, is there anything we can do to improve upon that? If this was 8, this would be 9, and that would be 9, which is probably okay. If that's 8, this is 9. This would be 8, this would be 9. If that's 8, that would be 9. Is there any... I don't see any problem with any of these, I have to tell you. Let's try this box then. No, that's awful. It's absolutely awful. Oh dear. Wow. Okay, this is quite difficult, I think. I'm not exactly sure, looking at it, where the weak spot is. I mean, there are some lengthy thermometers, but I don't think they look good enough to really investigate. Well, that's probably famous last words, and that's probably exactly what I am meant to do. Okay, I don't know. I really don't know where to start with this. Sorry. Shall we try 7s? Maybe 7 in the middle box, because at least I've got an 8-9 pair there, although the 7 could go in the middle cell. Okay, the 7 can't go there and it can't go there because the thermometers run out of space, and we'd have to have a 10 on them or something. Now, what about a 7 here, though? I think that might be okay, because then I could go 7, 8, 9. And I'm staring at this, trying to see why that would be a problem, and I'm not seeing a problem. Okay, so sorry, so where did we work at? So 7 can't go here, it can't go there. It can't go there. So it could go in these two. Can it go in these two? 7 here would require 8, 9 again. That's fine. 7 here, 8, 9. That's fine. So 7's got 4 positions. It's a bit like if we were going to pencil mark 2s in that box. Goodness. Wow. Okay. Wow. I'm a bit puzzled by this. There must be some trick that I can do. I don't know where it is I'm meant to look. Can I do better with 1s somehow? At least I've got some 1s in the grid. Or have I don't know. Oh, if that was an 8, that would be a 9, that would be a 9. I'd have an 8, 9 pair here. I'd have a 9 here. Eight. Oh, here's a very, very obvious point, but I hadn't seen it. Where's 8 in this box? I don't know is the answer, but I don't think it can be in these cells. If it's here, that's a 9. So it's not in the bulbs, which means 8, I mean, it's a ludicrous thing to note, but it means 8 is in one of those cells. Now that means we can ask where 8 goes in the middle row, and we're now able to say it doesn't go in any of those cells, so it goes in one of these 3 cells, and those 2 would be too early on a thermometer. So I get an 8 here and a 9 here. That's good. Right, now I get right. Okay, so now at least we've got some digits. Now 8 in box 6. Oh no! Can it go there? And that'd be a 9? Maybe. Ah. Okay, but now 7 has got more restricted in this box because it can't go in a bulb anymore. Either bulb would have a digit, would need an 8 or a 9 in the box. So 7, I'm going to fully pencil mark it. And let's just check if, no, that could be 7 if that went 8, 9. That could be 7 if that went 9. No, they could all be 7. Bother. Could we? No. Oh dear, dear, dear. Sorry, I'm stuck again. Okay, these definitely can't be 7. Even this one, because this thermo would go 8, 9, and the 8 would clash. So the 7 is not there. The 7 is not there. That's too early on a thermo. So the 7 is restricted to those 3. Now, can we get rid of any of these now? If that's a 7, that's a 9. So I can get rid of that one as well. So the 7 is in one of only 2 places. Now, can I get rid of this one? This would be 8. So it would have to go 7, 8, 9, which looks totally fine to me. That's very distressing. Okay, so that didn't work. And then in this box, if that's a 7, that's broken, isn't it? That can't be 8 or 9. And if that's a 7, that's broken. Oh, right, this is important. Okay, so let's check this box out and ask where 7 is. If 7 is here, this cell's broken. If 7 is here, that cell can't be 8 or 9, so that's broken. So 7 is not in the bulbs. Now that means we should ask the question, where is 7 in the central row? It's not there, it's not there. So the only cell it can be in is this one. Oh, that doesn't give me anything. Oh, it gives us a 7, but it actually doesn't do anything. Oh no, that's rotten. Okay. Okay, I don't know. I don't know. I think what we're going to have to do then is... Wow. Okay, let's look at this cell. Now that cell, it has to have 2 digits that are higher than it on a thermo. But it can't be 7, 8, or 9. So what's the most it could be? It could be 2, 3, 4, 5. Could it be 6? Maybe. If that was 7 and that was 8 or no, actually it can be. That was not the cell to look at, was it? So we know that 1 is in one of those. So maybe this one? Because that's at least a 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm just trying to see if there's any sort of excellent restriction that we can therefore extrapolate from that. But it really doesn't look brilliant to me. I've got to tell you. So, wow, I don't know. Okay, so I must have missed more Sudoku, I think, because these these thermos are being incredibly recalcitrant. Unless I meant to think about 6s on them or something. I don't know. Or can I do better with Sudoku? That is also a possible question I should be thinking about. Yeah. No. Well, 9 in this box is in one of 3 places. Again, it can't be halfway up a thermo. So it is a little bit restricted. Let's try 9 over there. Can't go there. But again, I think it's got 5 cells it can go into. If that's 8, that's 9, that's probably okay. Knowing this is 7, has that helped me at all? Can we put 7 in, or we can't put 7 there because that thermo would go 8 then 9. So 7 is not in those cells. But I think other than that, 7 is unrestricted. Oh, maybe some of these have had their 7 possibilities ruined, but that can always be 7. I mean, that's not putting any pressure on anything. One of these is a 1. I mean, I've got to put a 6 on a thermo in box 5. Maybe that's a good question. Where's the 6 going? Yeah, okay, the 6 can't go in these cells, can it? Actually, no, maybe it can. Maybe it could go in that one. I don't believe it. No, it can't. It can't because that wouldn't be fillable. Yeah, so if we look in both directions, if we try and put the 6 here, this cell's impossible because it would have to be a 7, 8, or 9. If you try and put the 6 there, that cell becomes impossible. So the 6 is in. It's halfway up a thermo, and we've got to be very careful. This cell is impossible for a 6 because the thermo would have to go 7, 8, 9, and that cell couldn't be 7. Ah, now what about that one? It would be great if I knew one of these was a 6. That would be, well, it would be something. If that's 6, if this is 6, this would have to be, no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work. This can't be 6 because this couldn't be 7, so it would have to be 8, and that would have to be 9, and it would clash. Right, so 6 is in one of 2 places. Now, so what's that doing? Is it doing anything terribly profound? I mean, if this is a 6, that has to be 7, but then that could be 8 or 9. It's taking away the ability of that cell to be 6. So, okay, so this cell is now a maximum of 5, isn't it? Because it certainly can't be 7, 8, or 9. It's going to run out of space on the thermo, or it's going to clash. And this is the 3rd cell on a thermo. So this digit is restricted. That has to be 3, 4, or 5. Because it has. No, 3 doesn't work. This cell is interesting. Because if this was 3, the thermo would go 2, 1, and then the 1 pencil mark in the middle box won't work. So this is 4 or 5 only. So this has got 2 options, and this has got 2 options. Now let's see if we can do better than that somehow. And then that's got loads of options. That could be 5, 6, 7. And that could be 6, 7, 8, or 9. Gosh, so it sort of explodes with optionality as it gets nearer to its tip. Okay, but does that work here as well? Not quite. Okay, this can't be 6 or 7. But could it be 8? No, it can't be 8, because this can't be 9. So that one is also a maximum of 5. Yeah. And it's the same principle. If this went down to be as low as 3, this would be a 1 and it would clash. So this is also 4 or 5. So this is very clever, Ard. It's really clever. Now I've got a 2, 3 pair in row 5 and a 3, 4 pair in... that's beautiful. It's beautiful the way that's resolved itself. Because the 4, 5 here are now looking into the middle box, and they're forcing a 5 into one of those cells. So that is a 1, 5 pair, and these have got to be the other digits, which are 2 and 6, look. So all of a sudden we've got a 3, 4, a 1, 5, a 2, 6 pair. The middle column has got 1, 3, 7, no, 1, 3, 8, 9 to put in. 1, 3, 8, 9. Now, we certainly can't put a 1 there or a 3 because it's the 4th cell on the Thermo. So this is an 8 or a 9. And that's probably very important for the following reason. Come on, brain. Come on, brain. Think of a reason. Haven't been able to. Maverick's doing a low flyover. Sorry about that. What about this row then? I haven't put 6 into it. So 6 is in one of those, and 4. Well, okay, I can do that. That is not a 6. Because if that's a 6, both of those cells have to be higher than 6, but not 8 or 9. They both have to be 7. So that's 4, that's 6. This is 7, can't be 8 or 9. This is going better now. This digit is 8, because it has to be higher than 6, but can't be 7 or 9. So that's 8, therefore this is 9. And oh, okay. So these aren't 9 anymore down here. This isn't a 9 anymore up there. These digits, well, they're higher than 4. This Thermo might be the place to look. This digit is at least a 5, and it could be a 6 perhaps, but it can't be a 7, 8, or a 9. So again, this is going up 6, 7, or 8 into this cell, apparently. Can't see why that's a problem. Bobbins. What about this one? So that's 5, 6, or 7 now. Bother, that's also bobbins worthy. Okay. One of these is a 5. Whichever one is a 5, it's going to have a... Oh, it's not that one. If this is 5, what is this digit? It couldn't be 6, 7, 8, or 9. It's classic art. It's just wonderful. So this is 1, this is 5, and this digit is now 6 or 7, which gives me a 5, 6, 7 triple in box 4 and makes this a 2 or a 3 by Sudoku, but there's a Thermo here. So we have to go 3, then 2. Now this becomes 4, that becomes 3. This 4 means this becomes 5, so that becomes 4. And, okay, there's a 5 on this thermometer, so it doesn't go 5, 2. It must go 5, 6. So this is the 2. This is now a 7. 7. It is a 7. It can't be 8, and it can't be 9. And that is a 9 because it can't be 8. So this is an 8. This is not an 8. There's a 1, 3 pair down here. So we get an 8, 9 pair at the top. We get a 9 pencil mark in box 1. This is, there's a 7 here. So this is 6. This is 5. And in 2, 3, 6. So, there's a 6 down here by Sudoku. And this digit is a 2 or a 3. Oh, I see. And there's a 3 down here, sorry. So this is 2, 6 at the base of column 6. This digit is a 3. That digit is not a 9 or an 8 due to that fair-weathered friend Sudoku. This is a 3, just completing the middle row. This digit is at least a 6, but can't be a 6, so that's a 7 or an 8. What about all of those digits? They are 4, 7, and 8 in some order. Can that be 9? Maybe. That's right. This is a 6 or a 7, so this is more. So this is 7 or 8. And that one's got to be 9. So it's got to be more than 7, and it can't be 8. So 9. 9's are being kind to us. All the 9s are just finished. We can just do them all, which is quite a beautiful thing. And What about these digits? 2, 5. Yeah, where's 2 in row 4? 2 can't be on a higher cell than a 3 bulb thermo, so 2's got to be there. Oh, hang on. No, that is okay. This is a 5 apparently by Sudoku. So I haven't put 4 into this row, which I can do. This is now higher than 4, but what could it be? It could be 5. Can't be 6, 7. It could be 8. So that's nearly a good digit. And these digits are 1 and 5, which apparently I can't resolve. And this digit is just more than 2. So I'm going to pencil mark it. It could be 3 or 5. It can't be 6, 7. Could it be? No, it can't be 8 actually. If it was 8, this would be a 9 in the tip. So that is very restricted. 3 or 5. That digit probably isn't, because that could be 4 at first blush. Can't be 5. Could it be 6? Yes. But it can't be 7, 8 or 9. So that digit's also restricted. What about that one? Do we get that one for any? Oh, what about those two? They're a 1-2 pair. I've almost pencil marked all the thermos. That's a disgrace, isn't it? Mark would be chuckling to himself. 4 here, or 6 or 7. And okay, this can't be 8, because that would be a 9. So that is 4 or 7. I don't think that can be 7 either. If this digit's 7, this digit is 8. It's quite a nice point, actually. You go 7, 8, and then this cell can't exist. It sees the 7 and the 8 on the thermo. So that is 4. The only, well, it gives me a 6, 7 pair, but I think the problem with this is it's not going to put very much pressure on this digit. Well, that's true, although this digit is 6, 7 or 8 now by thermo logic, and that is a triple in the box on 6, 7 and 8. So that's nearly brilliant. Whereas 4 in box 7 is now in one of 2 places. So 4's got 2 possible places in box thingy over here. Whereas 3 is almost the same question, but 3 could escape to this cell, so we can't really use it. Although in column 1, we need 2, 3, 4, 5. Do I do this? I probably have to, but I don't love myself for doing this, to be honest. This is over pencil marking in my mind. Yeah, and it just gets cluttered, and then I can't see what's going on. You can all make the joke that I didn't know what was going on anyway, and that would probably be fair in this instance. I definitely don't feel like I've covered myself in glory so far with this one. If that was 7, that would be 8. That would be 6. That would no, that would be okay, I think. 7. If that's 6, that's 6. 6 would go up there. This would be 7 or 8. That would be a 7, 8 pair in the row. No, I don't know. Golly. I think it's something to do with this 6, 7, 8 triple. Let's highlight it. That feels like the most interesting thing I've found. I just don't really know how to use it. I know one of these is an 8. 8 in the bottom row is almost fixed, because it can't go there. It's either there or there. Cool. I mean, actually, that is not an 8 in the bottom row. But that's really complicated. There might be a better way of seeing that. Let me just, I know this isn't an 8 because I can see why it isn't an 8, but let me just think about whether there's a way of explaining that that's a bit more, it's a bit easier to see. It's something to do. Okay, let's think this through. If this is how I saw that it's not an 8, but I can see a different reason it's not an 8 now. If this is an 8, you can see that 8 in this row gets very restricted. Because if this is 8, you can't put 8 here, you can't put 8 here, you can't put 8 there, so you're going to put an 8 there. So if you do put 8 in the bottom right-hand corner, you're also going to put an 8 there. And can you see now you can't put 8 in row 7? It just doesn't go in. This cell can't be 8 because the 8 in this box is in one of those two cells because it's part of the green 678 triple. So if that's 8, you've taken out this option. All these are taken out by the 8 in the corner, and there's nowhere for 8 in the row. Now, I think this is something to do with, if we change the highlighting a bit and we say where, I think we could have said where's 8 in row 2. And then maybe where's 8 in this row, and we could have said those cells. And I can see now sort of a technical argument why this isn't an 8. Because either, let's imagine this cell wasn't an 8 in the finished grid. Then you'd have this arrangement, which is a standard X-wing. What's an X-wing? Well, it's an arrangement of digits where they're locked into the same two columns or rows in two different rows or columns. Why does it matter? Well, because if you did come up with this pattern, the 8s in row 3 are in the indigo, and the 8s in row 7 are in the indigo, you can ask a facetious question, which is how many 8s are you anticipating there being in column 2, and how many 8s are you anticipating there being in column 9? And hopefully you would say, well, there's going to be 1 8 in column 2, correct, and there's going to be 1 8 in column 9, correct. So there's going to be 2 8s in the yellow cells altogether. But we've just said there's an 8 in one of these in row 3 and an 8 in one of these in row 7. So the 2 8s that exist in yellow are in the indigo cells. So that cell can't be an 8, and neither can any other cell in yellow that is an indigo as well. So that is true if this cell isn't an 8, but if this cell is an 8, that still can't be an 8. So either you sort of get the X-wing and that's not an 8, or that just is an 8 and it stops that being an 8. So, or you can do it my way, which is just to imagine that's an 8 and see it's broken, but that is not an 8. So if that is not an 8, yeah, so I was trying to remember why I was even thinking about that cell. The reason I was thinking about that cell was I was wondering where 8 went in the bottom row, and I now know it goes there, and I've got a horrible feeling this is going to do nothing, because it's going to get rid of that. Yeah, no, it does do something. It gets me a 7 there, because now in my 6, 7, 8 triple, there's a 7 in one of those two cells of it, because it can't be here anymore. So that gets me a 7 there, which well, no, okay. I was going to say which doesn't get me the 7 in box 3, and it doesn't, but it does get me the 6 in box 3. Which means there's a 6 in one of those two, 6 in one of these 3. In this column, what do we need? 1, 4, 5? Oh, nearly. So that's 1 or 5. This is naked. I mean, that could have been naked forever, and I haven't focused on this cell at all. But I do now see that it sees a lot of different digits. So that's 1, that's 5, that's 4. This 5 gives me this digit now. And the 5 gives me the 8 there, actually. It still doesn't resolve where the 8 goes in that row. Oh dear. The 3 and the 5 give me a 2. So this isn't a 2 anymore. In this row I need a 1, so I should put that in. I mean, I've made a bit of progress from when we were completely stuck. That's a 6, so this is a 4 now. How many 4s have I got? Quite a few. Quite a few that... Oh no, it doesn't. There's a 4 possibility in the corner there. Okay. But if that's a 4, that's a 3. That didn't do anything. 3 is in one of 2 places in box 7. And what do we need to put into box 3? 1, 2, 7? I think that's true. And the reason that might be interesting is, look, oh, it is interesting, actually. I was going to say I've got a 1, 2, 7 triple in row 1, but I've actually bet it's better than that. I've got a 1, 2 pair. So I get the 7 for nothing. So now, well, where do we look? Probably here. Is this 6 and 7? School children everywhere delight in that. So this is 6, 7. This is 4, 5, 8. Now, that is not 4. That is not 5. And we're chocolate teapotted up there. Bob, but we've got a 6. Yeah, that's good. We've got a 6, 7 pair now in column 3. So that digit becomes 8, and that's going to resolve this stuff down here, which is that is really good. That 8 does the chocolate teapot. So we get a 4 here. The 1, 2 pair is going to have to be resolved by something down there. Now, in column, where's the 1 in column 3? It's actually working. We're actually doing quite well for a change. Self-praise is no praise, Simon, but it's just a relief, actually. 2, 5 here. In this row, we need 2, 8. We can do it. Just fill it in. 8, 2, 6. That 2 does the magic up here. So 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 5, 5, 5, 2, 2, 6. Boom. Wonderful puzzle. Absolutely wonderful, as always, from Ard. That, I found it much harder to start than I did to finish, actually. I couldn't see what was going on at all in the middle boxes. And eventually, it was sort of this column, wasn't it, that opened things up. Is it? Oh, hang on. Is it right? Yes, it is right. That is a good thing. And yeah, it's just it's classic Ard as usual. The puzzles that Ard makes, they put up resistance. You have to use your brain to solve them. But when you finally crack them, you feel good about yourself. So they bring a lot of joy. And you can't really ask much more of a puzzle than that. Ard, take a bow, my friend. As usual, let me know in the comments how you got on with the puzzle. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.